John, Unai Emery has at last found a way to use his two big strikers, Lacazette and Aubameyang, but also Aaron Ramsey and Mesut Ozil in the side, who has been in and out of it this season for various reasons. Consistency has been an issue, but when you're at home and you're chasing a game in a way, it feels like it's the kind of game that Ozil will have a big impact on, or certainly could have a big impact on, because of his quality as a player, and maybe also because of the quality of the opposition. Rennes are 8th in Ligue 1, so I'm not saying specifically that he's the kind of player who turns up only against smaller opposition, but we've seen him do it lots of times during his Arsenal career.
Well, that's the big fault in that particular player. You don't know what he's going to do, but if he's playing against inferior opposition, then you'd put him in. I hate talking about players when on their day, and shouldn't have to be talking about him like that. He either does it or he doesn't do it. You shouldn't be dependent on the opposition, but that's the way it is. He probably play well in that particular match. So I'd say Arsenal, like Liam would say there, have a good chance of pulling back that deficit.
Any worries for Chelsea, John? Maurizio Sarri has described the pitch. They're playing Dinamo Kiev this evening. He's described the pitch as dangerous. Very dangerous for the players in terms of injuries, but they are 3-0 up from this one, from the first leg. So any worries that it might go wrong?
I would doubt it. You know, Chelsea played well in the last few weeks. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the manager with the goalkeeper and all that, but they've actually played quite well. So I'd be very, very surprised I'd be amazed actually if they didn't get through this particular round.
Liam, anything on Chelsea, because it could set up an all-English quarterfinal?
I watched that game as well, and I think against Kiev, and I think they'll probably win over there as well, Andrew. If they're anyway up for it, I cannot see them coming away without having gone through, to be quite honest. And that'll be good as well for English football too. Another two teams, if we can get an Arsenal over the line. There were 6 teams in the last 8 of both competitions. So it's very, very interesting. And we know the Europa League has that Champions League place as well. So Chelsea and Arsenal are going to be all out to win this competition, because you're not too sure that they're going to qualify in the top 4, because now that Tottenham have come back into it, there's going to be 4 teams vying with Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal to get those 2 places. So very, very interesting last couple of months of the season. Yeah,
it certainly is. I mean, when you think about where the teams were in the league table was 2 or 3 weeks ago, for this to be a 4-way battle, people were talking about this being, 1 from 3. It was going to be Arsenal, Manchester United or Chelsea to get 4th, and now there's 2 teams battling for 2 places, it seems, now that Tottenham have been dragged back into it. Obviously, it increases the odds for everybody involved. So, I mean, how do you see these last couple of weeks of the season? There's an international break. Things don't kick off again until the end of March. Arsenal don't play again until the 1st of April. They've got a great record at home, Liam, not so good away from home, and 5 of their last 8 games are away. Would that be a concern for you when it comes to their top 4 chances? Well, you never know with Arsenal. I'm not confident. I go and watch them a lot, Andrew, and I'm never confident that they're going to win. It's a mixed bag you're getting for them, but particularly at home, they've been strong. But the 5 games we have to go away are difficult enough, And I think Man United have got the momentum. Although Arsenal beat them at the weekend, I see them as the prime candidates to finish in the top 4. John, how do you view that one? I mean, from Tottenham's point of view, they were 10 points ahead of their nearest challenger for a top 4 place, and now it's down to 1 point. I mean, will they be looking over their shoulders? Is that the kind of backwards momentum that can kind of hobble your season when you go into this pressure point? And we've seen it happen with them before, that the pressure has got to them in the final stages of a season. Well, I think Pochettino has shown that already. I mean, he's been very critical of the players publicly, which is never good. They've had a terrible run, Andrew, in the last few years, as we all know. I mean, they picked up 1 point from 12. You can't afford to do that at this particular stage of the season. They are still involved in the Champions League, as we know.
I think it's a very, very, very difficult time for Spurs at this stage. I think Manchester United will definitely overtake them for one. I would put money on Manchester United in this situation. For Spurs, no, I can't see it. I think the manager has been very critical at the time of the season where you want to be really coming onto form like Manchester United and Arsenal to a certain extent. Tottenham are going off form, so I don't fancy their chances at all.
All right. Well, look, it's promising to be a very interesting final couple of months of the season in Europe and domestically as well.